Okay, I'm going to finish this off. There's only 2 more adjustments to make. Really? Seems like there's a lot more of these holes up here. So we're going to attach a resistor now. We're going to change the dummy antenna from a capacitor to a 400 ohm resistor. Okay. The 400 ohm resistor is imitating a wire antenna, like a long wire antenna, maybe in your backyard or something like that. So that's done, and we want to do this on band number, next band, band 3. And we want to do it at 5 megacycles. So we're going to tune this to 5. Where's 5? 5 is right up here. Thought we would do it in the middle. Do it at 5. Yeah, there's only 2 more stages. Okay, we'll dial in 5 megacycles on the signal generator. Let's turn the radio up. Put this down. So we can see where it is. Go down lower. 576. We want it to be 5. So we tune this to 5. Well, you know what? That's a long way. Let's do this. Tune it just in the direction we want to go, so I can figure out which way to turn the adjustment. And the adjustment is first an oscillator trimmer C14. I see. There's a couple things each time. C14. That's here. Where? Here. C14. I'll get my hands right in front of the meter. A little bit. Okay, that's how the screw goes. Put it in here. There's a capacitive discharge. There's probably a charge on this shaft. When I touched the radio, it discharged. It made a pop. Go in there. And you might be saying, well, you're using a metal screwdriver. Isn't that kind of crazy? It can be in some cases, but what you get is a lovely stiff tool. Men are interested in that kind of thing, stiff tools. I'm right in front of the meter here, aren't I? This is a real sensitive adjustment. There it is. Okay, so I think I know which way I gotta go. I gotta go clockwise. I'm gonna set this right down to where we want to go. And go all the way there. Flashlight. We're in number 14. Try my best not to make a mistake. If you make a mistake doing this, you get into the wrong screw. You screw all right. You screw up your earlier work, and you have to start over. Okay, looking for that tone. There it is. So a little bit of play in the screwdriver slot. We got it. Now, the next one to adjust is the antenna trimmer for shortwave for this band, C4. 4 is here. Now, I believe I'm just reading something here, so we should be rocking the tuning while we do this one. So first, maximize it. And rock the tuning. So the way this works is you're asking, is it a little better if I tune it off a touch? Let's see, watch that meter. Look careful. Put it on a higher scale. Okay. And which one? 4. 4 straight up. 4. Yeah, 4. Okay, we're in. Okay, we're rocking. Watching the meter. Does it go up? Well, it shouldn't even go up that way. So we're trying to align 3 things. This is the trick here. And seems to me I can't make any better than where it is. So that's done. We're trying to align the local oscillator and the anyway, I won't go into it. 3 things at once. If you want to line up 3 things, you have to move at least 2 of them to get them in line with the 3rd. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, next on the hit parade here, we're almost done. 16 megacycles on the next band. So go to the next band. We dial in 16 megacycles. Like, why do they have these other points? 10, 3. Why are these all on here? I don't know. So now 16 is almost in the same place. 16. Okay, just making sure I don't have a parallax error here. Okay, so that's tuned to the 16 mark. We're on the top band. Just need 16 on here. Let me turn the volume up a little bit. 16, please. Almost there. Way out. 16.5. Is that really true? Seems to be. It's very similar to the IF frequency. Instead of 16.5, so that's why I was a little worried there. So we gotta move this on a long ways. So I'm gonna increase the signal strength. I'm gonna reduce the frequency a little bit, so I can figure out which way to turn the screw, basically. And which screw is it? First screw is the oscillator at 12. 12 is this one down here. All by its lonesome. Get the angle of the slot. There's that capacitive discharge from my screwdriver. I bumped it already. It's already moved. I've lost track of it. So to regain it, I'm going to up the power on the signal generator. Change the frequency. Where'd it go? Wow, it jumped a mile. We're almost there already. 16.2. Wow, this is a tricky one. It's so sensitive. And we're going in. Okay, which way gets louder? This way. So we're going to go a little further, see where we are. 16.1. So I'm going to take it, because it's a pretty strong signal, right to the 16 mark. 16 on the signal generator. That's a tiny percentage here. I'm trying to adjust the signal generator. There we are. And now we're going to try to find that. Funny sound is almost certainly some interference that happens to be on the same frequency. The next thing is the antenna trimmer C5 for peaking this. Okay, I'm going to reduce the signal. Check to make sure it's tuned in. Ooh. This is a tough radio to tune on shortwave, especially with no knob. Put a knob, it gets easier. Bigger knobs are better. Okay, and we're looking at 5. 5 is here. Almost done here. 5. Okay. Turning. I don't know, is that really coming from the signal generator? I don't know. I'm a little unsure. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut back the signal generator strength. Yeah. It's unfortunate we're doing it where there's a noise signal. But this did drop. Okay, 5. This one's stuck. There it goes. It's stuck right in the right spot. Okay, now we're supposed to do the rocking thing, so first, tuning the radio just a wee bit, watching this. Just to get it, just touching this is causing it to tune enough to, can we get it higher? I don't think so. Five. Okay. Do the rocky thing. No. That's it, I think. Okay, now I'm going to stop for a second and try this radio out on an antenna. And then we're all done. Okay, ready for the test here. So I have this is an outdoor antenna, quite suitable for shortwave. And first I'm just going to hook up the center conductor alone. Ooh. A little high on the volume there. Now the band we're on, well, we get an idea where we're tuning just by looking at this, but we're up around 15. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. We might get some stuff here. Let's see. Now let me try hooking up the ground. That didn't help, did it? That does not help. Let's try again. Making sure I've got the antenna and ground correct here. I do. We'll leave it off.
Ukraine and Russia. Yes, yeah. You think about it and have good time and body and paper. Yeah, peace is the best victory you can have. Even if you win the bloody, why bloody? What is that when you die? One square meter, even if you have 1 square meter, they top of you or beneath you already. When you die, you die. You know nothing anymore anyway. So,
Okay, that's happy thoughts there. Let's go see what else we can find. Badly interfered with. We'll do better down in this range, I think. Brother stare. Teletype. Okay, there's really no more reason to do any more for that. We will try the AM band, and I will use the antenna that the owner has been using, and then that'll be the end of things right there. I'll go get it. Okay, so this is the antenna that the owner's been using. You can see it says Sony on it. It's meant for a Sony radio. I believe this is nothing more than some number of turns of wire around a loop. And the two wires are brought out. I've connected only one of them so far. I've connected it to the antenna terminal. Making sure that's what I've done, yeah. So this is just basically a long wire antenna, but instead of being stretched out, it's just wrapped around this thing. Not very good. See what we're picking up? What are we picking up? We're picking up nothing here that can be listened to. Should be stations right in here. Let me just hold this up in the sky. Could be directional. Doesn't seem to be. Okay. What we'll do now, we'll hook up the other wire to the ground here, ground terminal, and we'll see what it does as a loop. This is not a tuned loop, so I don't think this is really appropriate for the radio. I don't think this is a terribly helpful antenna here. Put it on. We're on the AM band. The radio's gone very quiet because essentially I put a short circuit on the antenna. Turn it up. We're not going to get anywhere with it. We're going to hook up the also not so appropriate long wire antenna I was using for shortwave. This antenna is, by the time the signal gets down here, it is so encumbered with noise and other crap that it generally doesn't help at all. But let's try it out, just for comparison's sake. Try and clip it on here. Okay, that's without the ground. Can we pick up any? We should pick stuff up down in this area here. I think there's a station right there, but I'm not going to listen to that. We hook the ground up. I don't know what this will do. Make the radio go much quieter. Okay, it's on. Anybody home? Let's turn the volume way up. Oh, buddy. Series of bad antennas. Okay, I'm gonna get one more. Gotta go one more. I'm gonna get a good antenna and stick it on there. Okay, so I have a large loop antenna connected now. There it is there. This contraption. There are commercially available small loop antennas about this big that for $50 you can have the same effect as that big thing. That antenna's been tuned. Let me tune it some more here. But the result is rather disappointing, I have to admit. I expect this to be much stronger than what it is. So we will try the antenna adjustment and just see if that's what's really causing this here. The antenna adjustment for that is C3. Try C3. Trying to figure out what station this is.
I believe the Colosseum.
How do you like that?
In Italy, in Rome. I believe.
So I've been doing this on a very weak station without realizing it.
You know, historical.
This is a stronger station here, obviously.
In Rome. And Luke Jackson and Chris Freeze go into the Colosseum. Again, I think it was the Colosseum.
So this is 590.
I don't know if it was like a brick.
Let's see how accurate we've
or just
got
a
it.
pen. But one of them tried to take a souvenir, basically, and was thinking that they would walk out of the Colosseum with a piece of history. And you know what? I will stop short of. So I guess I'm killing one of the two guys, but I won't say which one said it.
Can't see where
So there's
600 is.
A little bit of safety in that one said to the other, "No, you can't do that." And the other's like, "Oh yeah, you're probably right. I mean, that would be right. I mean, first of all, it's stealing, and man, we can get in a lot of trouble. Yeah, but no."
Just under the 600 line on here. So, okay, it's not perfect, but let's see what else we can tune in here. Okay, so there's another station right here. This station's a long ways away in St. Catharines. Let me tune the antenna.
Never wrote a hit record.
Yeah, we know a lot about music. You appreciate music. It's really about music appreciation no matter what it is.
Well, there's a country song called Midnight in Montgomery.
Okay, let's go a little higher up. This is probably 680 here. 640, another strong station, is covered by this in my shot. 680, and you tune the antenna.
He has jumped straight to the most extreme measure. And as he has invoked the Act, he has failed to meet the high threshold set out by the Emergencies Act to justify it.
The NDP is supporting this, but Bergen urging NDP members to vote with her party and vote against this act. Reporting live, Mohan Qureshi, City News.
City News time, 11:36. Well, we started the day off certainly with a lot of rain.
Okay, performance is excellent off a loop antenna. Not going to work well off of this no matter what you do, unless you're really close to the transmitter. I'm not. These transmitters are 100 miles away, 150 miles away. This last one we were listening to was on the other side of Lake Ontario from here. It's probably, I don't know, 250 kilometers away, 200 kilometers, something like that. Very good. Okay, so we've succeeded here. Radio's aligned, everything's done. Can't see that there's any hum issue with the radio that I need to deal with. She's good to go. That's excellent. Excellent. Okay, I think I've gone long enough today. And all I got to do is put this back in the cabinet. We're all done. Right around dinner time now, and here's the radio in its completed state. It's just on a not so great outdoor antenna right now. I'm tuned to 590. Yeah, that's the only AM station the radio will pick up with this particular antenna I'm using. But you see, it's pretty much right on 590. But watch this. If I tune to the left, it runs off scale. And if I tune all the way to the right, it doesn't make it to the end of the scale. So try as I did not get the pointer centered on the string properly, which means I've now aligned the radio with a pointer in the wrong place. So can't leave it like that. So I'm going to have to take it back out of its cabinet and realign it. That's the situation. Son of a gun. Well, par for the course, but well, I can say good morning again because it's actually the next day now. It's February 18th. About 15 centimeters of snow fell on the ground outside overnight. And it is cold again. It's -6 or 7 outside now. And cold. That's the feeling I had when I realized what had gone wrong with the alignment here. But I have realized since the end of the last video you just watched that I don't need to take this out of the radio cabinet. In fact, this is a big opportunity here to align this radio with the correct dial and pointer. That's a great opportunity. The radio has been designed to allow for the RF alignment, which is the part that involves the dial, from right here. I can still get at all these alignment points. One more back there. I've checked. One of my better alignment tools will fit. I can do the whole thing. Don't have to do anything about the IF. That's fine. It can stay the way it is. Just the RF alignment. So I'm going to work away at that, and I'm going to show you the completed result when I'm done. When it comes to moving the pointer, you know, actually I had a false thought there. I thought, well, I'll just take the glass out, and that'll give me access to the pointer. I can't take the glass out. I need the glass there. All I need to do, I think, is just move the pointer on the string over to here. How tough can that be? How tough can that be? I think where it is right now, it's kind of impossible, in fact. Let's try the other end. The other end looks quite possible here. Just going to move from here to here. Without the string moving. Oh, wait a minute. How did that just happen? Oh, I must have moved the whole string. The string must have been sliding without turning the knob. I have to pinch the string. little bit. Almost. There we go. The moment of truth is coming. Very, very good. That's lined up pretty good now. Okay, so with the pointer now in what has to be the correct position on the string, I'm going to redo the entire alignment, RF alignment process, and then we'll check the result afterwards. I won't bother putting it on video unless something weird happens. What can that possibly be? Well, maybe there is something I can put on video right off the bat, and that is just how bad really is it. So I have the radio tuned to 600 kilohertz. That's the sound of my signal generator. And the frequency it's actually picking up is 577. So about 20 kilohertz off. 20 kilohertz on the dial. Looks like this. About like that. Why don't we take a look at some of the take a look at the short wave band too, just to see what's happening. So on the first band, we'll go to 2.5 megahertz right there, and I'm going to tune in my signal generator to that. We'll see how close we are. So there should be 25. It's 2475. It's a similar number of kilohertz. We'll go to the next band. Right on 8 megahertz. And we'll check this out. Oh. There it is. 7935 instead of 8. It's definitely out. No question about that. Okay, proof positive. I need to do something. I will now do it. Okay, I have the AM band done. I had to go back and forth a few times from end to end. But this is 600, which 600. Now we'll tune up to 1600. One of the things I've noticed is the tuning knob goes backwards on this radio. The string is wrapped around the tuning knob backwards, in my view, anyway. Okay, right on 1600. Okay, and I'm going to set the signal generator to 1600 or wherever it tunes in. A little more power here. Okay, let me look with my own eye. There's a parallax situation here. The camera, of course, has got that parallax effect. To look straight on to do this. Okay, tune again. There we are. And that's what we've got there. That's 1600. Very good. Okay, AM band done, and my impression while I was doing this is the receiver became much more sensitive too. Getting this correct may have improved the general sensitivity of the whole thing, I think, maybe. Okay, next band. Band number what? Is there a band number on it? 120 to 60 meters is what it's called. 120 to 60 meters. I've discovered that with this radio, this is really easy to do with it in the cabinet. Why did they even put that scale on there? Just to entice me to do it the hard way. Okay, so we're dialed in at 5 megahertz. And we can see if I change cameras. There's the 5 megahertz, and that's what's on the frequency counter. Not going to get any better than that. No, just this particular band only aligns at this frequency. The 2 shortwave bands just align at one frequency, but let's just go down and see how accurate this is at the other end. Do a risky business thing here. There's nothing much I can do about what the result is, and it doesn't even matter. You're not going to tune anything in down here at 2 megahertz. Guatemala? No, you're not going to hear Guatemala at 2 megahertz. At least I'm not. Okay, we'll go down to 2 megahertz here and we'll see what happens. Okay, just make sure I'm right on. Yeah, that's right on. Okay, I'll maximize this signal generator. And the result is really excellent. Really excellent. Very good. That's great. Okay. Last band to do. This is just going fantastic. Okay, that is 16 megahertz there, and that's what we've got on the signal generator. Very good. And now we'll do the same thing with this band. We'll bite our nails and go way down to the far end here. Just see how well it lines up. So lots of short wave around 6 megahertz late in the evening. Let's see what 6 megahertz, how accurate it is. Now I'm lining it up with my eyes here because I know I've got no parallax error. It looks very different in the camera. Bit. Okay, I mean, how precise can you tune a radio like this? This is not a band spread radio, so this is a tricky radio to tune. Okay, 6 megahertz. What do we get? Here we come. So with it 6 on here, we're a little off this time. We're quite a bit low. So what we're going to do, we're going to figure out how low that really is. I'm going to put the signal generator to 6. And we're going to tune it in and see where that is on the dial. It may be closer than we realize. No, it's not. I don't think there's too much we can do about that. Let's just go up and double check the 16 and see if I didn't make a mistake or something funny happen. Now the pointer appears to be on an angle, but I think that's a camera thing. It looks quite straight up and down to my eye. It could just be, well, I don't know. 16. What do we get? Okay, dialing in 16. That's what we get. 16. Right on the money. Okay, I don't think there's too much more I can do about the alignment in this radio now. I think it's wonderfully aligned. I think we should go hunting for some shortwave stations.
In loving kindness and mercy, I will betroth you to me in faithfulness, and you shall know Yahweh.
Israel's unfaithfulness flowed out of an unfaithful heart. When Yahweh says that he will remove from her mouth the names of the Baals, he's talking about a heart cleansing here. Just turn for us, if you would please, Miles, to Luke chapter 6. And just read verse 45 there.
Okay. A good man out of the treasure of his heart bringeth forth.
So at this time of day, there's going to be nothing down in this range, 7 megahertz. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning, so really our best hope is up around the 25 meter band, maybe up at the 16 meter band too. Depends on conditions. Let's go up there.
Give your heart walk in my statutes.
Nothing. I think I'm going to change antennas, and we'll see if that helps. Okay, this is a different outdoor antenna. I have two. End of the road.
At theparamall.com. That's theparamall.com.
New York, to Tennessee, USA.
From Walterboro, South Carolina, in the United States of America, the international broadcast, The Overcomer, with the voice of the last day prophet of God. Ladies and gentlemen, proclaiming profoundly deep conviction and divine anointing, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Stay tuned now as we carry you into our programming here on the Overcomer radio broadcast, projecting to all mankind everywhere that Jesus Christ is coming in your lifetime.
In my lifetime. That seems like a very odd spot for that radio station to be. Where'd we go?
In Washington,
another one right beside it.
Son las 10 en punto de la mañana. Estas son las noticias de la hora.
10 o'clock sharp.
Brevemente detenida tras haber asistido a la iglesia.
Still seems to be an odd frequency for those signals to be on. Okay, so I'm just going to make an alteration to the antenna arrangement here slightly. That's it. Okay, I connected the wrong ground. Oh my gosh, that's a lot better.
And we don't want to really blow away those Russians. Oh, what I'm trying to say is, what a remarkable... The White House said this. I want to make clear that the options that we are considering are not about regime change, removement out of office.
Lots of volume.
No, we're just trying to come over there and destroy your ability to use your chemical weapons, Mr. Assad. And by the way, you might want to fly those attack choppers off the base.
Now, just a thought on chemical weapons, by the way. If you take some chemicals and throw them on top of people, people get upset and go, oh my God, that's a horrible thing you've done to those people, and burning them with those chemicals. But if you take the chemicals, pack them together, stick them inside a big iron can, make them explode and blow people's arms off, it's thumbs up for that use of chemicals.
Responding to a clear violation.
Let's go back up here.
Odin and the Chinese.
That's ham radio there. Okay, 15. Or am I reading this wrong? I am. What I'm reading is 15 is 16. That's why I'm all out of kilter here. Yeah, 15's in here. 16 number's been damaged slightly. It looks like 15. Now you can see the... Okay. And then we're getting down into a European band, I think. Well, I don't know. Still kind of weird. What frequency is that? So I'm going to hook up the signal generator and find out.
Misiles balísticos y de crucero, informó el Ministerio de Defensa ruso en un comunicado.
Okay, so I'm going to tune my signal generator and we'll hear it come out of here.
El 26 de julio del 2008, en los que una veintena de bombas repartidas por
13.8. 13.8. Oh, you know what I've done? I know what I've done there. I think I made another mistake. I think I read 16 is 15 at some point. Oh my gosh, really? Okay, so I'm putting this back on. 16. Oh, even my cat's upset at this. Okay, 16. And we'll take the signal generator. Turn the volume down. Hello, Peanut. Okay, something, Yeah, can you hang on just a moment? I'll be done in a second, okay? Then we can, he wants to sit on my lap or get fed or who knows what. So, I think maybe I've aligned the radio on the image frequency. And the reason I can say that is, let's just take a look here. Getting lots of things wrong. So, okay, so you can read the frequency there, 15, and watch. It's supposed to be 16. If you go to 16, whoops, there it is again. Let's look at exactly the frequencies involved. 16, just a hair over. Hang on, Peanut. About 900. 455 twice is 910. That's what's happened. I think I've aligned it on the image frequency. I was not careful when I did it. So I've missed again. Okay, I'm going to do it all over again. I'm going to do it all over and get it right. So this problem of aligning a radio on its image frequency instead of its intended frequency it can be a problem in radios just like this one that has a large range in a high band. So this band we're working on goes up to 15 megahertz, that's high, and has a large range. It goes from 5.5 all the way to 15. This makes the radio particularly problematic when it comes to alignment, and I had too much faith in myself. But have a look at this. It says C notes, C notes, C. Note C. Unscrew oscillator trimmers approximately 3 turns from tight. Then turn adjustment clockwise until first output peak is obtained. Make adjustments using this peak. Well, I didn't do that because I'm so smart. I didn't need to do that. Well, maybe we're going to have to do this exact operation. This is to guide you to utilizing the correct peak and not align the radio on the image, which is what I've done here for sure. And then rock the tuning capacitor while you're doing the antenna trimmer adjustment. Okay, well, we can get more out of this radio for sure if I do this correctly. Unscrew oscillator trimmers approximately 3 turns from tight in these two bands. So we're going to do these two again. It's not an issue with the broadcast band. It's an issue with these though. Okay, I'm going to do that. Okay, so we're on the middle band here at 5 megahertz, and I want to find out have I aligned this correctly or not. On this upper band, I found that I could pick the signal up where intended and pick it up again down here from my signal generator. I better say this differently. Was the radio tuned at this spot, I was able to tune my signal generator down to this frequency range, and bingo, the signal showed up again. So I'm going to try that here at 5 megahertz. So we'll tune in. I'll send over 5 megahertz signal here. Okay, so there it is. The question is, where is the image? Now, this band is a lower frequency band. The image is suppressed better on this band than it would be on the high band. So it might be hard to actually pick it up. But first, we'll go down from here, down to about 900 below this. So it'd be 5120, and we'll see what we hear. Not 5120, 4120. 4120. See what we hear. Okay, I'm going to turn the output up. Don't hear anything at all. Okay, down, and I'll just get this out of the way. It'll be a little more interesting view of things. Okay, and now we'll go back up to 5. There it is. And now we'll go 900 above, so that'd be 5.9, and see what we hear. I'm going to turn the output up. There it is. There it is again. So, unfortunately, a radio like this, when you're tuning in a signal on shortwave, maybe you're tuning it in just like this at 5 megahertz, if there happens to be another station broadcasting 910 kilohertz above that, 910 kilohertz, right, just under a megahertz, that may come in, that may get tuned in. And you wouldn't know it. You won't realize that's actually it's actually called the image. So this band I've done correctly, so we don't have to worry about it. It's just that top band. Let's just repeat the whole thing to be absolutely sure. So I'm up on the top band now, and the radio is tuned not to 15 but to 16. 16. Okay, so we'll put this up to 16. Strength-wise. Now, the reason we can tune 16 in where it says 16 on here is because I've adjusted the radio to do that. Now we'll go down and see if there's another signal down around 15100. Sure enough, there it is. And we'll go up just to be sure there's nothing up here. And there's nothing. So basically I've aligned it here when I should have aligned it to here. Okay, I am now going to follow their instructions. I'm going to leave things running here while I do it. So they said turn it down and then turn it back 3 turns from tight. And this is the oscillator. Let me get it right. I make a mistake and mess the whole thing right up. The oscillator is C12. Okay, so I'm going to stick into C12 here. Oh, C12 is this one. Okay, I'm going to screw it down tight. This is not comfortable. So that's hardly any movement to get there, like half a turn. So I'm going to turn it back. You know what we'll do? We'll turn it back. Wait, I got a better way of doing this. We know they want you to use the second one on the way up. Got that? So I'm going to set this to 16 here. And what we should hear 16. We should hear a response twice. Oh heavens, I just said 16 and then I was going to adjust. That's how mistakes happen. Get in the right spot here. Okay, down tight. Oh, it fell out. There we are. Okay. So, first one.
When holy.
No, we're tuning the radio while I do this, so we're waiting for the tone from the signal generator. Show up. As the radio's performance is improving, and it's going away. There. That's the first one. We don't want this one. We want the next one. There it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is set this exactly to where we want it. That's the first time I think I've ever aligned a radio on the image by accident. I think that's a bad sign. just didn't realize it before. No, I'm well aware of this kind of problem. Yeah, okay, so that's 16, and let me make sure this is tuned right in. On there, 16 on there. Oscillator adjustment. Should be just right there. Let's see. There it is. So there's another station right on this frequency, or another interfering signal of some sort, which is why it's sounding the way it's sounding. I still have another adjustment. That's the trimmer C5. Another thing I didn't do is I didn't do the rock the tuning thing. But let's see if this. Watch the meter. That's the best I can do right there. So what I'm trying to do there, the way this rock, the tuning thing, which I've always had trouble with, is I'm setting the capacitor at the back in a certain position and then trying the tuning ever so slightly. All this is really, really slight. And then watching to see if the meter goes up higher yet. Then trying another position, then tuning back and forth and seeing if I can get it to go higher yet. And the objective is to find the position where this should be, that you can tune this up to the highest level with the tuner. That's my understanding of rocking back and forth. It didn't make much difference in this case, but there we are. Okay, now let's tune the radio. I take the signal generator off.
Often, and many other countries.
Much better.
The lesson of peace will stop.
Yes, we hope so.
I hope so too. You know, I mean, I wanted just a small, little island, peaceful community.
That's right.
They are not making trouble with anybody, with any of their neighbors. They are not troubling China in any way. And since they became an independent country for 300 years already, and just let them be.
Yeah.
With Taiwan alone in pizza. That's the best for China. Of course, it's the best for Taiwan. And if I were a Chinese leader,
That's ham radio, single sideband ham radio.
Theological.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Let me just read something burned in my spirit. Now I'm going to say it again. You see, for years, when once the master rises up and shuts to the door. You know the people God brings to the door? Huh? And he opens the door and they can come in?
I do have my hand on the volume control, by the way. Always do that.
A wedding feast?
He's
And when
everywhere.
The guardian of the wedding feast come in, the one to look. He came in and he found one there sitting right.
So these are two separate signals coming from Cuba. And so they're very close together on this dial. I'll tune through them once. The radio's working really good now. Who knows what that funny sound was? Lots of funny sounds on shortwave. If you have an SDR radio, these kinds of things are really interesting to look at on the waterfall display. These come and go signals. I don't know what they are. But here's again. So I think what's happening here is the image rejection on the radio is not all that good. And that's why we picked these two stations up twice. Probably exactly a megahertz or 910 kilohertz apart. So a radio like this, just, it's a single conversion. They're using 455 kilohertz up on these high bands. The band is not spread, and the result is the radio is going to hear image signals, especially with strong signals. I think that's what's going on there. So that's a little unfortunate, but that's the radio itself. I don't think I can do anything about that. I mean, how bad is it if you can pick up the same thing twice but clear both times? I mean, is that a horrifying thing? Horrifying.
For mankind.
So this could be another example because it shouldn't really be above 10 megahertz. We may find it, well, let's see, we'll go looking for it. It would be just about 900, which would put them right around here somewhere.
have written,
Maybe not.
law, under the condemnation of the law. That's not what he's saying here. Therefore, brothers, you also died to the law through
Hard to believe, eh? Tell the tape. Still going. It's remotely possible this is ham radio here. There's a ham radio band just above 10 megahertz. And you got a bit of a parallax thing happening while you're looking at the pointer. And we should get some stuff in around here, yeah.
the metaphor, the meaning behind this passage in Romans 7. The law of Moses being dead.
Wow. I think this radio's working really well now.
The idols, when Jesus condemns this in Revelation 2:14, where it says, have a few against.
A lot of religious stuff out of the United States. Much of it's pseudo-political religious now. So this is a time signal from Canada. And they just shifted the frequency of this. This is CHU.
CHU, Canada. Coordinate Universal Time. 15 hours. 32 minutes. Cancel.
Oh, my clock's a little off. Should be 32 there. Let me just check on the internet for what the frequency is for CHU now. .7850. So that would be 7850. That's coming from Ottawa. Lots of stuff going on in Ottawa these days. Now, we're not likely to get anything down here, but you never know. It's the wrong time of day. I have the volume very high. Yeah, so it could be on the wrong antenna at this point. And nothing down here at this time of day. So it's all going to be up in the upper part.
In 1 Corinthians 10.
Okay. I think that's very, very satisfactory. I think that's really good. Finally, after basically aligning the heck out of this radio. So happy with the result now. Boy, was I off track. Glad I caught it. But you know, the final testing of the radio, which sometimes I do. By the way, I finish these videos. I take the radio to another location. I do this final check. And sometimes I'm back in here working on it and I don't bother putting it on video. So occasionally I'm cleaning a few things up. But this time, there it is. Fantastic. It's a great little radio. I spent a long time cleaning the glass, including the back of the glass, which I was extremely careful because I already know that it was distorted here. I'm thinking this distortion in the front of the radio may have happened at the time they were actually making this radio. I don't know. You'd think, boy, if that happened, they would do it over again or something. But I was able to clean the back of it. It made a big difference. There was a lot of dirt on the back. So there we go. Well, thank you so much for watching the whole series. And I'm not sure what I'm doing next. doing something next. Doing something. Have a great day. I'm going to